in the face of blatant misogyny, sexism, constant bullying, and relentless abuse. Women have been so oppressed for so long, they believe what men have to say about them. And they believe they have to back a man to get the job done.
I do know when I hear a hit song.
It's a man's world. We live in a patriarchal society. That's just the way it is. And men make all the rules.
People say that I'm so controversial, but I think the most controversial thing I have ever done is to stick around.
Madonna has never been afraid to push the envelope, from challenging religious institutions to owning her sexuality in a male-dominated industry. But today, we're uncovering something even more shocking. Madonna's battle against one of the most powerful figures in the music industry, Clive Davis.
When I did see it, I did confront her.
You might think you know the story, but the real truth behind Madonna's struggles with Hollywood, her vocal controversies, and the rumors that have followed her for decades all lead back to a sinister agenda orchestrated by Clive Davis himself. Why was Madonna, one of the biggest pop icons of all time, painted as someone who couldn't sing? And how does this connect to the dark secrets of Hollywood that are only now coming to light? Let's dive into the truth behind Clive Davis's evil agenda against Madonna. In her song Hollywood, Madonna sings about the repetitive, oppressive nature of the music industry. But this wasn't just a catchy tune. It was a cry for help, a rebellion against an industry that has tried to silence her for decades. And at the center of this battle was none other than Clive Davis, the man behind some of the biggest stars in the world.
I couldn't explain it to you if I tried.
Really?
The answer is, I do know. I do know when I hear a hit song.
The rumor that Madonna couldn't sing wasn't just idle gossip, it was a strategic attack. Clive Davis, known for managing the careers of legends like Whitney Houston, allegedly paid the media to spread this narrative. But why? Was it because Madonna refused to play by the rules of Hollywood? Let's rewind to the early 90s. Madonna was at the height of her fame, yet the narrative that she wasn't a talented singer began to take hold. Critics pointed to her vocal struggles during the Blonde Ambition tour, and the media ran with it. But what if this wasn't just criticism? What if it was a calculated move by Clive Davis to undermine her success? For context, Madonna's Blonde Ambition tour, which kicked off in April 1990, is widely regarded as one of the most iconic and influential tours in pop history. However, behind the dazzling performances and provocative stage antics, Madonna faced significant vocal challenges that tested her resilience as a performer. The Blonde Ambition tour was a grueling 57-date marathon spanning 4 continents. The tour's demanding schedule, coupled with its high-energy choreography and elaborate staging, placed immense strain on Madonna's voice. The pop icon was determined to deliver a spectacular show, but the physical demands began to take a toll on her vocal cords. The intensity of the performances, which often required her to sing live while dancing rigorously, led to vocal fatigue. By the time the tour reached Europe, her voice was showing clear signs of strain. One of the most notable instances of Madonna's vocal struggles occurred during her performance in Rome in July 1990. The combination of exhaustion, vocal strain, and the pressure to maintain her flawless pop persona became too much. During the show, her voice cracked and she struggled to hit some of the high notes that had once come effortlessly. The performance was a stark reminder of the physical limitations even the most seasoned performers face. Madonna's vocal issues during the tour were not just limited to moments on stage. Behind the scenes, she was battling a severe throat infection that threatened to derail the entire tour. At one point, her doctors advised her to cancel several dates to rest her voice, but Madonna, ever the professional, refused. Instead, she opted for a more conservative approach to vocalizing and adjusted some of her performances to reduce the strain on her voice. Despite these efforts, her vocal troubles persisted, leading to mixed reviews from critics who noted the inconsistency in her vocal delivery. In addition to the vocal strain, the Blonde Ambition tour was plagued by technical difficulties that further exacerbated Madonna's struggles. Faulty sound equipment and inadequate monitoring made it difficult for her to hear herself on stage, leading to off-key moments and vocal misfires. Madonna was known for being a perfectionist, and these technical issues only added to her frustration. Despite these challenges, Madonna's determination and resilience shone through. She adapted her performances, relying more on her stage presence, choreography, and the visual spectacle of the show to compensate for her vocal struggles. The Blonde Ambition Tour, despite its vocal challenges, was a triumph, solidifying Madonna's status as the Queen of Pop and setting new standards for live performances in the pop industry. Anyway, according to insider sources, Clive Davis was behind this smear campaign, paying the media to question Madonna's talent. The goal? To paint her as the anti-singer in stark contrast to his other proteges like Whitney Houston, whose vocal abilities were never in doubt.
I knew immediately. I was seeing her at a club called Sweetwater's. Her mother was the star of the show. She was a background singer.
But why target Madonna? The answer lies in her refusal to conform to the industry's expectations. Madonna has always been a rebel, challenging the norms of what a female pop star should be. And this made her a threat, one that Clive Davis and others in Hollywood were eager to neutralize.
People say that I'm so controversial, but I think the most controversial thing I have ever done is to stick around.
Madonna's continued success was an act of defiance, a middle finger to those who tried to control her. And as she stayed in the spotlight, she became even more outspoken, not just about her own struggles, but about the dark underbelly of Hollywood, a world where powerful men like Clive Davis pulled the strings. In her 2022 hit song, Hollywood, Madonna captures the essence of the city that so many dream of conquering. Through the lyrics, she paints a vivid picture of the allure and the pitfalls that come with chasing fame in Hollywood.
Everybody comes to Hollywood. They wanna make it in the neighborhood. They like the smell of it in Hollywood.
The song serves as a reflection of her own complicated relationship with the entertainment industry, where the glamour often masks the harsh realities. Hollywood is a place where everybody comes to make it in the neighborhood, drawn in by the allure of success and the promise of stardom. The lyrics suggest a bittersweet truth. Hollywood looks good on the surface, but it's not without its challenges. The repetition of "how could it hurt you when it looks so good" highlights the deceptive nature of the city, where appearances often hide the darker sides of fame. Madonna's journey in Hollywood has been one of defiance and resilience. Unlike many who conform to the expectations of the industry, Madonna has always forged her own path, often at the cost of her reputation. As she sings, "I've lost my reputation, bad and good," it's clear that she's unafraid to acknowledge both the positive and negative consequences of her choices. This loss of reputation isn't necessarily a lament. Rather, it's a testament to her willingness to push boundaries and challenge the status quo. The song also touches on the monotony and superficiality that can pervade Hollywood, with lines like "music stations always play the same song," and "I'm bored with the concept of right and wrong." These lyrics reflect Madonna's disillusionment with the industry's repetitive nature and its often rigid moral compass, which she has consistently challenged throughout her career. In Hollywood, Madonna doesn't just critique the city, she owns her place within it. The song is both a celebration and a cautionary tale, encapsulating the duality of a place that offers both dreams and disillusionment. Through her music and her life, Madonna has shown that while Hollywood may try to shape its stars, she is one star that refuses to be molded. 3 decades and 300 million records into her pop music reign, Madonna proved she hadn't lost a bit of her edge in 2016. At Billboard's annual Women in Music event, she delivered a blistering speech that called out the sexism, double standards, and vitriol she had endured throughout her career. In true Madonna fashion, she opened her acceptance speech with a provocative remark. "I always feel better with something hard between my legs," she quipped, straddling the microphone stand and setting the tone for what would be a candid and powerful address.
Thank you for acknowledging my ability to continue my career for 34 years in the face of blatant misogyny, sexism, constant bullying, and relentless abuse.
In her frank, sprawling, and passionate remarks, Madonna spoke openly about the challenges she faced. She recalled her harrowing experience of being SA'd at knife point shortly after moving to New York as a teenager, her early musical inspirations, and the relentless criticism she faced for defying societal norms. She was labeled everything from an escort to a witch, and even found herself being compared to Satan. Reflecting on the double standards she encountered, she noted, "One headline compared me to Satan. I thought, wait a minute, isn't Prince running around with fishnets and high heels and lipstick with his butt hanging out?" Yes, he was. This was when I understood women do not have the same freedom as men. As she neared the end of her speech, the 58-year-old icon took a moment to express gratitude to her critics and offered empowering advice to the women following in her footsteps. "I'm not here so much because I care about awards," she said. "I'm here because I want to say thank you to all the doubters and naysayers and everyone who gave me hell and said I could not, or would not, or must not. Your resistance made me stronger, made me push harder, made me the fighter that I am. It made me the woman that I am today. So thank you." She concluded with a powerful message for women everywhere. What I would like to say to all women here today is this: women have been oppressed for so long, they believe what men have to say about them. They believe they have to back a man to get the job done. As women, we have to start appreciating our own and each other's worth. Seek out strong women to befriend, to align yourself with, to learn from, to collaborate with, to be inspired by, and to be enlightened by. True solidarity amongst women is a power on its own.
And do not, I repeat, do not share your own sexual fantasies with the world. And finally, do not age, because to age is a sin.
Despite the pressure, Madonna refused to be molded into what the industry wanted her to be. She wasn't interested in being a mere icon. She wanted to be an artist, a visionary, and that put her on a collision course with the powerful men who run Hollywood. In fact, Clive Davis, the man behind Whitney Houston's legendary career, is often credited with shaping the music industry. But his influence wasn't always positive. According to insiders, Davis saw Madonna as a threat, someone who didn't fit into the industry's mold. And so, he allegedly began a campaign to discredit her, starting with her voice. The timing was suspicious. Just as Madonna's Blonde Ambition tour was facing vocal challenges, the narrative that she couldn't sing began to gain traction. But this wasn't just a coincidence. It was part of a larger strategy to undermine her credibility as an artist. Madonna has always been vocal, whether it's about sexuality, religion, or the hypocrisy of the industry. And that's exactly what made her dangerous in the eyes of people like Clive Davis. He allegedly used his influence to shape public opinion, turning the media against her in a way that would have destroyed a lesser artist. But Madonna didn't back down. Instead, she used the controversy to fuel her artistry, creating some of her most iconic work during this period. And in doing so, she exposed the industry's efforts to control her, turning the tables on those who tried to bring her down. Remember when Madonna's Justify My Love video was banned from MTV? It wasn't just about the content, it was about power. In an infamous interview, Madonna pointed out the hypocrisy of a society that finds violence acceptable, but not sexuality.
And I would like to address the whole issue of censorship on television. Where do we draw the line in general? I mean,
Madonna has never been one to back down. From the start of her career, she's been criticized for her sexualized image, but instead of conforming, she doubled down, turning the tables on her critics.
why are we willing to deal with the realities of violence and sexism? And why aren't we willing to deal with sexuality? Why?
Yet, this only fueled the industry's desire to control her, to bring her down to size. Additionally, there is the desire to tame Madonna's music. You see, among her most provocative works is the 1989 music video for her song Like a Prayer, in which she enacts a storyline that tackles racism and sexuality in the context of an African-American church. The music video follows the wrongful incrimination of a black man and Madonna's attempts to restore justice through the guidance of a black church, igniting a firestorm of negative backlash. As would be expected when representing religion in a controversial manner, Madonna manages to encourage a political discourse regarding black discrimination and the recognition of Christianity in black communities. Additionally, she engages in romantic relations with a religious icon, exhibiting an empowering pride in both her sexual and religious practices. This music video faced a lot of backlash for its racist controversy and how it identifies the link between the rise of conservatism in America and the fear of AIDS.
Because the video is, I mean, there's a fable in the video, and it's about, standing up for somebody and telling the truth, and I was shocked that they couldn't see that.
Madonna's ability to navigate and dominate the ever-changing landscape of the music industry is nothing short of legendary. She's been a chameleon, constantly reinventing herself to stay ahead of the curve while never compromising her artistic vision. Over the decades, Madonna has not just remained relevant, but has continuously pushed the boundaries of what's acceptable. often sparking controversy along the way. Her refusal to bow to societal pressures or industry expectations has cemented her status as an icon who transcends generations. Madonna has been a lightning rod for controversy from the very beginning of her career. Known for her fearless approach to self-expression, she has never shied away from challenging societal norms, whether through her music, her performances, or her public persona. Her rebellious spirit has often put her at odds with conservative elements of society, but it has also endeared her to millions of fans who see her as a beacon of freedom and individuality. Take, for instance, her infamous relationship with actor Sean Penn in the 1980s. Their marriage, which began in 1985, was the stuff of tabloid legend, a whirlwind romance that quickly spiraled into chaos. The couple met on the set of the Material Girl music video, where Penn was reportedly captivated by Madonna's portrayal of Marilyn Monroe. The two were married just 6 months later, on Madonna's 27th birthday. However, their union was far from the fairy tale that the media initially portrayed. Their marriage was marred by Penn's notorious temper and bouts of jealousy. Rumors of infidelity and physical abuse plagued the relationship, with Penn allegedly growing increasingly paranoid and possessive. One particularly dark episode occurred in 1987 when Penn was sentenced to 60 days in jail, later reduced to 33, for assaulting a photographer on a film set. This incident was emblematic of the volatility that defined their marriage. Despite the turbulence, Madonna attempted to make the marriage work, even withdrawing her initial divorce filing in 1987. But the relationship had already suffered irreparable damage. By 1989, the couple's toxic dynamic had reached its breaking point, and Madonna filed for divorce for the final time. The dissolution of her marriage to Penn was a major scandal at the time, but Madonna emerged from the experience with her resolve intact, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. That same year, Madonna found herself at the center of yet another firestorm, this time surrounding the release of her Like a Prayer music video. The video, directed by Marie Lambert, depicted a series of provocative images, including burning crosses and stigmata, alongside a narrative in which Madonna witnesses the murder of a white woman by white men, leading to the wrongful arrest of a black man. The imagery was a bold commentary on race, religion, and justice, themes that were as relevant then as they are now. The video's use of Catholic symbols, particularly the burning crosses, sparked outrage among religious groups, with the Vatican leading the charge in condemning the video as blasphemous. The backlash was swift and severe. Pepsi, which had partnered with Madonna for a major advertising campaign, quickly distanced itself from the controversy, pulling its sponsorship and canceling its commercials featuring the song. Despite the controversy, or perhaps because of it, Like a Prayer became one of Madonna's most iconic songs, and the video is still remembered as one of the most daring and impactful in music history. Fast forward to 1994, and Madonna once again found herself in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. During an appearance on David Letterman's Late Night Show, Madonna was subjected to a series of increasingly uncomfortable questions from the host, who at one point even suggested that she kiss an audience member. Clearly unimpressed with Letterman's antics, Madonna fired back with a sharp retort that would become one of the most talked about moments in late-night television history.
I'm only here because there isn't a Knicks game. Don't get excited.
Oh, come on! Let's go kiss the guy in the audience. Why don't you go kiss the guy in the
Why are you
audience?
so obsessed with my sex life?
The tension in the studio was palpable as Madonna continued to push back against Letterman's invasive questioning. What followed was a no-holds-barred 20-minute segment in which Madonna took control of the interview, delivering a scathing critique of the media's obsession with her personal life. The segment culminated in Madonna jokingly offering Letterman her underwear, a moment that shocked the audience and cemented her reputation as an artist who refused to be silenced or shamed. Of course, no discussion of Madonna's controversies would be complete without mentioning the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards, where she shared a now legendary kiss with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera during their performance. The moment was electric, 3 generations of pop royalty coming together in an audacious display of female empowerment. But while the performance was meant to be a celebration of music and sexuality, it quickly became a media sensation, with the press focusing almost entirely on the kiss and its implications. The performance also sparked rumors of tension between Madonna and Britney's then-boyfriend Justin Timberlake, who was reportedly less than thrilled to see his ex-girlfriend locking lips with the Queen of Pop. The kiss itself became one of the most replayed moments in VMA history, further solidifying Madonna's reputation as a provocateur who could still shock and thrill audiences, even 2 decades into her career. Throughout the years, Madonna continued to push boundaries, making political statements that many artists wouldn't dare to make. She wasn't just performing, she was making a statement about the world she lived in and the industry that tried to silence her. This wasn't just about selling records, this was about Madonna using her platform to speak out against injustice, even when it made her a target. And in doing so, she exposed the dark side of Hollywood, where powerful figures like Clive Davis tried to control not just her career, but her voice. Madonna's journey in Hollywood has been anything but easy. She's faced more criticism and backlash than most artists could handle, but she's never let it stop her. Instead, she's used every challenge as fuel for her artistry, turning the tables on those who tried to control her. Clive Davis may have tried to undermine her, but Madonna's strength and resilience have made her one of the most enduring figures in music history. She's not just a pop icon, she's a symbol of rebellion, a reminder that you don't have to conform to the industry's expectations to be successful. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.